Hi everyone! After one of my recent videos, well, I think it was the Meet Patrick video, and I showed my frizzy hair, someone said, why don't you do a shampoo? Well, I do shampoo bars for myself. Never occurred to me that anyone would be interested in what I do, but because I do have very thick, curly hair, and now gray hair, and gray hair has a very different texture, see, than regular hair. And as a result of that, I have to really moisturize my hair. And so I can't is the wrong word. I don't choose to use a lot of the market products because they contain a lot of, even the ones made for curly hair, they contain alcohol, which is drying to the hair, silicone, all sorts of sulfates that dry and cause frizziness in the hair. So as you can see, I'm already challenged with that. So it's better for me to just make my own. So this is my basic shampoo here, so I'll break it down for you. Coconut milk, that's my main liquid. Coconut oil, shea butter. This is hemp oil. Sorry, it took me a moment. Argan oil. This is chamomile powder. And these are my fragrances. And these are essential oils. I have chamomile essential oil, peppermint essential oil, rosemary essential oil, and lavender essential oil here. All right. And that's my basic formula. It's very simple. Of course, you can leave off the fragrance. You can leave out the chamomile powder. You can do this however you like. You can change the quantities. This really works good for me. So I can only speak to that. And I'll put the full video in the description. So here I've got my frozen coconut milk, and I've got it in an ice bath. In case you're wondering, why does Patrick have a brown ice bath? Well, you'll also notice I have a bag on the bottom. The reason for this is my ice maker is dying. And the only thing I had frozen was some coffee from a previous recipe. So, and a few ice cubes. And then I had some of these freezer bags that you put in lunches, or what I recently used on my broke foot. And I'm using that as my ice bath to keep my milk from getting overheated and turning brown, which nobody likes their milk to turn brown. So let me grab my spatula here. And so I did have the call-in show on Wednesday, whatever day that was, and we didn't have a big showing. Maddie was there. It was so great to actually talk to her. She's one of my best customers, actually. She's purchased several of my soaps, and it was such a pleasure to actually talk to her. We had some really nice conversation, and I wish more of you could have been there. I think it would have been a lot of fun. I think you'd have really enjoyed it. We discussed not just soaping, but life in general. We had touched on some really nice topics, and I really enjoyed it. Now, one of the things that Maddie suggested was that I make a summer solstice soap, which I did do, by the way, and it was a horrible fail. I thought I had worked really hard on it too, and I'm not going to upload that video. You've seen a fail before, you don't need to see this one. But I had done Stonehenge, and I had the sun rising at Stonehenge, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. I used a little bit of beeswax, and then I accidentally added cold fragrance essential oils. It caused the beeswax to seize up. What else happened? The black soap, the activated charcoal that I used to build to actually build the columns from Stonehenge, didn't get as hard as I wanted, as quick enough, and so they were soft. The sun was really hard, and it was just one thing after another. The colorant that I used for my sky turned a weird color. It really was a comedy of errors. only it wasn't a funny comedy. I wasn't laughing. So I just didn't upload it. It was a fail from the beginning and just not a fun one to watch. And one thing it might teach you is tenacity. And I am tenacious, I suppose, because I kept trying. I thought, okay, the sun failed. Well, I'll make this will be a Stonehenge like no one's ever seen in soap. And that failed. And I thought, well, at least the sky will be a beautiful orange, yellow summer solstice sky over Stonehenge. Nope, that didn't work either. So it was when I unmolded it and I started cutting it that I realized I broke a wire cutting through the sun, that part of it, and so it caused the wire to cut crooked, and just everything, even up to the cutting, went wrong. The point of the story, there is no point. I just thought I would share that with you. So I'm going to do another one. I don't care if summer solstice was today and I missed it. I'm still going to make one. I mean, it may be a few days late, but I'm going to do it because now it is a mission. And I'm going to make it happen. Absolutely. So, Maddie, I want you to keep the faith. I'm going to make it. And it's still going to be what I originally planned. I want Stonehenge and I want the sun rising. There's a picture that I found. I was at Stonehenge many years ago when I was too young to appreciate it. I'll be honest with you. A friend and I went on a hostel trip through Europe. My friend Rick and I, we went to Great Yarmouth, we went to Amsterdam, Brussels, Wales. Of course, we saw Stonehenge. And the honest part is that we went because we wanted to go to Amsterdam and smoke pot. We were young, we were impetuous, and thought, wow, a town where you can walk around and just smoke pot. Now you can do that here in the United States, but that was a different time, and I'm much older and not interested in doing that. But it was a fun time. Anyway, where was I going with this? I was at Stonehenge before they put a fence around it. You could walk right up to it back then, but now it's fenced and you really can't get up to it. Where was I going with that? Well, just that I saw sunrise at Stonehenge, and I was high on pot at the time, and it was it was even more beautiful, perhaps. Why do I tell that story? I don't know, because I'm talking about making a Stonehenge soap, I suppose. Wow, I sure got Gabby there for a moment. Okay, so I now have my coconut milk completely melted. So let me get rid of this and we'll get to work on building this soap. So here I've heated up my coconut oil and I'm dissolving my shea butter in there. Still got a few little chunks left of the shea butter. I want to make sure that that's completely melted before I add in my cooler oils and other additives. Because I'm going to be adding the lye water at the very end. I'm not adding any color to this. I mean, it is for our hair, right? So, and with my gray hair, and any of you that have gray or blonde, light hair, as you know, it can absorb color, so it's best to keep color out of your shampoo. I think they put bluing in some gray shampoo, supposedly, to keep the yellow out. And I don't really have that problem too much, but I suppose if you did, that would be something you might choose to do. I don't even know what's in bluing, I'll be honest with you. I've never looked it up. Okay, so those oils are melted. I'm going to add in my hemp oil now. My argan oil. Oh, I said that. And with that hemp oil was also vitamin E. I apologize. All right. My chamomile powder, and yes, I add in the actual powder. I don't. You know, some people do infusions. Some people just They will use you can use kaolin clays. I don't really care for those things in my shampoo. The only reason why I add the chamomile in, I'm going to be honest with you, for me, it calms my scalp. Because my hair is really thick, in the summertime, like now, when I go outside, my scalp really perspires. And it's not good for your hair to shampoo it every day if you don't have to. But clays and powders and things like this really can calm an irritated scalp. So when I do wash my hair, I find that this chamomile adds just a real nice texture. It helps to cleanse the scalp because it's not abrasive at all. But because it adds some solidity to your bar, I think it does a better job, and it calms. If you've got any irritation in your scalp, it calms it. Okay, I'm adding in the essential oils. And I realize that the chamomile clay does darken it quite a bit. That will lighten up. I don't know if I mentioned this has orange essential oil too. It's a 10X, which means it's very concentrated, along with the chamomile and the rosemary and the peppermint. It's just perfect. My glasses just fell off my face. I'm not much good without these when I'm doing this kind of work. Okay. There you have it. Patrick's shampoo bar. Now let's cut this sucker. I am cutting these very large, and that's only because I like a big shampoo bar. They're just really nice. And by the way, these lather up really great. They're great for the hair. I suggest you rub them between your hands, work up a good lather, and then run your hands through your hair. And there's a partial gel on these, which doesn't really matter. It's just aesthetic. Doesn't bother me. Kind of does. So I'll stick them in the oven at 170 for 10 or so minutes, and that'll finish up the gel. They'll look fine. But I just want to thank you all again for spending some time here. I'm working on a soap right now, one I'm kind of proud of, and I'll be putting that up probably tonight. Thank you all so much, and have a great day. Goodbye.